my name is Chris from ChristopherHole.com, and in these two videos we're going to be looking at when is the best time to stretch. It's a very common question that I get asked, and it's also maybe got a few myths around it. I don't want to say they're sort of myths as a bad thing. I just want to, there's some sort of misinformation around stretching. So what we're going to do in these next two videos is just look at that and look at those two times of when it's best to stretch. But first of all, I'd just like to introduce lordosis again. Obviously, you're watching this video, there's a good chance you understand what lordosis is, but as you can see on the screen, it's the exaggerated curvature of the lumbar spine. So what that basically means is the spine, or the lumbar part of the spine, is being pulled forward by a muscle called the psoas major. So this muscle can become tight. What can also be associated with it is a hip being tilted forward, which is the iliacus, rectus femoris. So those muscles can be again sort of overactivating themselves and pulling the pelvis forward. So what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to stretch those muscles on the front of the pelvis and the psoas major attaching itself to the lumbar spine. So the first time, or one of the best times to stretch, is just before bed. Obviously, when we go to bed and we go to sleep, that is when our body recovers itself and rejuvenates itself. So it will go through a lot of the recovery process, i.e. Recovering of muscles. So if we've worked out, our muscles will adapt during our sleep, because they'll develop during our sleep, because that's when the recovery of the muscle takes place. And it's the same when we stretch. So when we stretch, what sleep can do is it can allow our body to recover itself and rejuvenate itself in that lengthened position. So if we've stretched the muscles just before bed, there is a greater opportunity for the body to maintain that length in the muscle when it's sleeping, because it will allow itself to recover in that position, if that makes sense. So the best time to stretch, or the first of two of the best times to stretch, is number one, just before bed. So making sure you're stretching out your hip flexors at the front of the hip just before you go to bed, and that will then give the body the opportunity to recover itself in that position. Okay, many thanks for watching. That will then give the body the opportunity to recover it.